In this lecture, I am going to describe the basics of human gait. First of all, the definition says that it is the upright locomotion in the particular manner of moving on foot, which may be a walk, jog, or run. We can simply say that the manner of locomotion or walking is known as gait. The gait cycle is the cyclic pattern of engagement of muscles and joints of the body during walk. As shown in this picture, the first picture shows the placement of foot. There is the heel is raised. In the last, heel is raised again. This shows the cyclic pattern of gait. The gait cycle requires a very complex coordination of muscles contractions. The coordination of muscles with the proximal and distal muscles and the muscles of the other sides. When we are children, we need years to learn how to walk in a coordinated fashion. But when we mature, we can develop the gait pattern till about 7 years approximately. One gait cycle begins when one heel strikes the ground and ends when the same side heel strikes the ground again. This is also known as the stride length. As shown in this figure, one heel strike and the same heel strike again. We can take the distance between these 2 points, which is known as the one gait cycle or stride length. What is the step width? It is the lateral distance between the two consecutive heel strike. We can take the center of the heel and we can measure the width of the step. It is about 3 inches or 7 to 9 centimeter in a normal individual, whereas the step length is the distance between the two consecutive heel, which is about 28 inches or 72 centimeter in a normal individual. However, the stride length, as we have discussed before, it is the distance between two same heel strikes, as shown in this figure. We can measure it is about 56 inches in a normal individuals, which is equals to 144 centimeter. Another is step angulation. It is the angle between direction of movement and long axis of foot. This angle is about the 7 to 10 degree among the normal individual, which is considered normal. Now come to the pace of walking. The normal pace of walking is approximately 100 steps per minute, which is about 4 km per hour, approximately 2 miles per hour. On average, each foot strikes the ground between 2,000 and 10,000 times daily. What is gait cycle phases? The phases are divided into two. First is a stance phase and another is swing phase. What is a stance phase and what is swing phase? Let's see. The stance phase is when the foot is in contact with the ground. As shown in this figure, there are 5 landmarks of gait cycles during stance. First is heel strike, when the heel is in contact with the floor, just heel. Another is loading response or foot flat, when the whole sole of the foot is in contact with the floor. The third one is mid stance, when the full body is on the one foot, there is the weight, all the weight comes on the foot, and the trochanter, greater trochanter is in the line of mid of the foot. The fourth one is the terminal stance or heel off, when the heel is raised above the floor. It is also known as the terminal stance, as the ending of the stance phase. After that, there will be a pre-swing. It is the starting of the swing phase. It is also known as the toe off. In this picture, we can see more precisely that stance phase accompanies the 60% and swing phase accompanies the 40% of the gait cycle. There is also a double support, which is about the 10% in stance phase and 10% in swing phase. As heel strike or initial contact shows the double support, as you can see in this picture, and the pre-swing, which is also known as the toe off, is also considered for the double support. Now come to the another. During the early stages of a stance cycle, the foot must be supple and flexible to adapt to the uneven surfaces of the ground. Pronation allows the arches to collapse, thus allowing the foot to adapt to the contour of the ground and absorb shock. During the initial stance, when the heel strikes the ground, the foot is in pronated position as shown by the arrow. There is the laxity of the uh, plantar fascia, which makes the foot stable, which makes the foot flexible or supple, so that it can easily grasp the ground, the contour of the ground. Another picture is showing the heel off. During the heel off, there should be stiffness in the foot. This can be shown by this figure. There is also the heel raise, and the fascia is tight because of the windlass mechanism. What is windlass mechanism? It is through the extension of the metatarsophalangeal joint, as shown in this figure. There is the extension of metatarsophalangeal joint, and the plantar fascia is tightened by the head of the metatarsophalangeal joint. This is giving the winding effect over there. This tightness of this tension of the fascia makes the joints of the foot stiff. So this can facilitate the stiffness of the foot to propel the body forward. Now come to the walking versus running. What is the difference between the walking and running? What shows the figure? Yes, there is a double support in walking, whereas in running there is single support. The double support minimizes with the running. At the end of my lecture, there is always a quote. Today's quote is, remember things are not as bad as we understand. Thorns and flowers are on the same plant. Thank you.